showroom right now and we were checking out the vehicles and we got new cycles here. So people, this is the exact place we were at और यहाँ पे जो event था वो मुस्तफ़ा के साथ हम लोग करे. You can see there behind it is Mercedes-Benz AMG and if you can see there that is L and Benz with Mustafa Ahmed. He is actually the trainer of HRITHIK Roshan. So this is what we were up to today. Few people understand that totally. And this was the seating area if you see. And there behind that there is a cafe which is called a Mercedes Cafe. It's a very nice place and this is the product that was being sponsored at this place. It is a very nice product and if you can see, these are the two drinks right now. There are many drinks available. These are Encode Press and they detox your body. मतलब जो पूरे बिरयानी यहाँ है वो खाए सो पूरा ये ज़रा पिए तो निकल जाता है. एक दिन का कुछ ये कोर्स है. And if you people like it, I'll leave a link below. So check it out.
For doing this and for bringing me down. I'm not saying this for the sake of it because I'm in Hyderabad, but it is one of my favorite cities because my wife went over here in ISP, she's an alumni. So I've been to your city quite a few times. I love the food, I love the people, and it's such a pleasure to be back over here. I'm also going to go ahead and introduce Alankar, who's here with me. He is a part of my team. So we both are going to go ahead and not only give you a great session on fitness, but we make sure that you have a great time with us and learn a few things from us, and we look forward to enjoying your food. Today become about the way you look. You know, if you even go to with your friends outside, right? Everybody is so concerned about what they're going to wear, are they going to fit in, are they going to blend in? But you pretty much forget the most important aspect of your existence, which is to lead a very good life. It is so simple. If you can just walk around pain-free, if you can go ahead and lead a good life, which makes you go ahead do everything that you want to do, whether it is to enjoy your day with your kids, to run around with your pet, to be able to go ahead and do everything in your life and have no restrictions and no pain, you do not need to go to the gym. You do not need to do the so-called form of exercise that you've been fed the information on. And he's a witness to this. And I don't pay him enough to lie, by the way. So, I, in my entire life, have never calculated the food that I eat, even when I've competed on the stage. Never in my life. You know why? Because of the culture that I come from. My legacy comes from Afghanistan, right? We are known for our food, just like we are known in India for our food. We basically, it's a religion for us, you know, food is our culture, you know, our flavors and spices is our culture, right? So imagine calculation in food, it just makes no sense to me. So what makes sense to me is hunger. Now understand, most of you, I can say 90% of you eat out of boredom, you don't eat out of hunger. If I left you in a jungle, you know the what time, when are you going to go ahead and eat? When you're starving to death and you have to go and kill an animal and eat. Now that is hunger. That is what humans were built to do. We are hunters. 20% of protein. I take about 20% of carbohydrate, which is something which I think would be a good carbohydrate. And I'll take about 10% which is going to be fat. But I don't calculate. It's the plate that I'm looking at. It's so much easier, right? It is so much easier, right? Until unless you don't have a medical condition, there is no rocket science in diet. It is very simple. Pick your food, pick your local food. What is Hyderabad known for in terms of its food? What are the local products of your, of your soil? Eat that. It will help you. Believe me, it will help you. You don't believe me right now, but give it a shot. Eat. But eat as per your hunger. Eat when you're hungry. Don't eat out of boredom. Get active. Start walking a little more. Like, I've seen people who are like kids, 15, 16, coming to the gym. 15, 16 is not an age to come to a gym and train. That's so stupid. If I get a kid who wants to come and train with us, it is. At 15, 16, if somebody brings a kid to the gym, I'll tell them, like, get them to the playground. Because you're going to pay me to play with them. If you're happy to do that, I'm happy to do it as well. Let's go. I'll probably get them to the studio of mine and probably play cricket with them, play football with them. That's all that I'll do with them. But the problem is this, that that we complicate things. We've complicated the entire system of exercising, the entire system of food, the entire almonds. They're great to eat, so good to eat, so expensive as well. But you won't eat peanuts. You won't eat kaju. Why? Because it's grown in your backyard. Right? Okay? Now some of you may have the issue of like, you being a vegetarian. So you say, okay, well, for vegetarians it's very difficult to build a good physique. How do you go ahead and build like, a decent amount of like muscle mass? Of course, then there are supplements. I'm not going to lie to you. I will not say to you that no. You will need a certain amount of supplements, of course. Right? If you're somebody who wants to stay generally fit, yeah, of course, a certain amount of vegetables will give you those kind of like, those level of protein, like kidney beans, chickpeas. You can go ahead and have those. A lot of people confuse thinking that dal is a lot of protein. No, it's not.
And I want to roll back to the idea of metabolism we were just talking about.
Right.
So I just want to know, what is this concept and thing with metabolism? Because I have been a believer that healthy eating is what one should follow rather than going on a diet or something else. But then, on and off, I've been hearing people say that it's very important to kickstart the metabolism early in the morning, and I think that's the reason people say you should go for warm water and honey, or if you're working out early morning, at least have peanuts or almonds, just to give a kickstart to your internal system and metabolism. So, do you think this is a myth or this is something which should actually be followed? Because since I've been hearing so much about it, I really don't know where the differentiator is per se, but I do believe that after getting up in the morning, within a span of an hour's time, there should be something which should be fed in the body for you to feel that energy levels going high. So, what's your take on this as well?
Do you feel hungry as soon as you wake up in the morning? Do you feel that you're hungry and your energy levels are down?
Yes. So for me, I don't know, I starve every 2 to 3 hours, and that's how I keep my food intake on. But I'm not very calculative about what I eat, but yes, I definitely believe that picking between what's healthy versus not healthy is all in the mind, and that's what you should follow. And that's what I want to know, because I keep starving every 2 to 3 hours, irrespective of how much work I do. Even if I'm sitting at my seat in office, I would start starving, or else if I'm going for a job or doing something physical. In both the cases, it's the same. And also, I believe that I don't feed in anything till the time my body doesn't say that I'm hungry. And in that case, whenever I tell people that I'm starving or I need to eat something, they say, hey, your metabolism rate is really high. I mean, that's one tagline which I don't know people start saying nowadays, but I really want to know what it's all about.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to answer. I think you have two questions. There are two questions that you have. One is like, that if you do have a higher metabolic rate, can you have a higher metabolic rate, right? Of course you can. That's how somebody have a very big appetite, somebody doesn't have a big appetite, right? So of course, if you have a higher, metabolic rate, say that you get more hungry, right? Now I want to ask you that when you get hungry, how much do you eat? You eat small portion?
No, not really. I eat to my heart's content.
Okay, so you eat as per your hunger, right?
Yeah, but yeah, in my day-to-day schedule, there's a blend of fruits, vegetables. And
I just want to know when you eat, when you're hungry, right? Are you eating like till you're full?
Not really, because I eat 6 to 7 times a day. So
that's your problem.
That's your problem. If I'm snacking, if it's snack.
There's no such thing as snacking.
Okay.
You're eating, right?
Yeah.
So when you eat, next time try this. I want you to have like a good meal. Eat till you're full. Eat till you're absolutely full, that you cannot eat no more and you're done. Okay? And then I want you to think and see, and then calculate that, are you still feeling hungry after 2-3 hours? Are you still feeling hungry?
Yeah.
Have you done that?
Yes, I've tried. So breakfast and lunch, this is something which I've tried with. So I eat till the time I feel full,
Okay.
and again post that again after 2 to 3 hours I will start.
That's okay. That's okay. The fact that you're not like overweight or obese clearly shows that you have a good appetite. So that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. See, don't. I think that it's like that. Don't try and find a problem when there is no problem. Okay. You can eat. You can eat. You can. If you're hungry, you can eat. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You have a good appetite. You're eating as per your hunger from what you're telling me. You're eating when you're hungry is what you're telling me. So then there's nothing to worry about. As long as you're also staying active, you're just going ahead and doing any kind of workout, you're staying active on your feet, then you're fine. There's nothing, I don't see you being worried or trying to figure out. You don't want, there's no way that you would want your metabolism to be slow. Nobody wants that. So you have good metabolic rate, so great, that's good. So you have nothing to worry about. Don't fall into that trap of somebody telling you something that, oh, you have a higher metabolic rate, so you're eating as per your hunger, you're eating till you're full, you're not eating out of boredom. So you're fine. You're fine.
And coming to my second question, which you just mentioned about, I'm a little surprised that your first meal starts at 1, right?
Right.
Now, let's say I go for
energy levels, you were saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what I was asking you. When you wake up in the morning, if you do feel hungry, feel free to eat. If you're hungry when you're waking up in the morning and you think that you really need food to eat, go ahead and eat. I never said that you should not eat. I said that a lot of people eat because they're told to eat, because they're told that it's good for you to eat, because they're told that breakfast is very important for you.
Right.
That is what I'm asking you not to do. I'm not saying that you should skip breakfast. Don't mistake it for that. If you're hungry in the morning, as soon as you wake up, eat. There's nothing wrong with that. I simply want you to eat out of hunger. I don't want you to eat just out of boredom or just because you're told to eat. And give it a try. Give it a try. If you're not hungry, don't eat. Go to work. Start your day. See how you feel. I pretty much will have a black coffee with a tablespoon of Amul cream that comes. That's how my morning starts. And I'm completely okay. I don't feel anything. I don't feel lazy. I don't feel tired. So if that works for you, it works for you. If you're somebody who is hungry, and when I say hungry means this, that if somebody even says something to you, want to smack their face. You're like, get away from me, don't talk to me right now. That is hungry. Right? Yeah, so that's hungry. So you should eat. That's absolutely okay.
Sure.
Right? Yeah?
Thank you so much.
No, my pleasure. Anybody else? Any other questions? Yeah.
It's some continuation to this.
Yeah.
So, is there a way to increase your metabolism rate? So, I know and I've experienced that if you're active, your metabolism rate is better. But at times when it just goes sluggish, and there are people whose metabolism rate is going to be permanently sluggish.
Right.
Does it depend on the body type, or is there a way that you can make it better?
If you're expecting for a magic food, or if you're expecting that just because you break down your meals into 6 meals and you get a better metabolic rate, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to make you happy by saying that, yeah. Eat every 2-3 hours and your metabolic rate increases. It's not. It's absolutely no connection. It is all about your activity level, your calorie burnout to the calories that you're going to intake. It's as simple as that. No matter if you eat those calories in about 2-3 meals, no matter if you eat those calories in 6 meals, it is all going to come down to this, that how many calories have you taken in the day in comparison to the calories that you burned out. So the only way for you to get a better metabolic rate would be for you to be more active. Now you don't like it, of course, you are trying to find out an easy way of doing it. There isn't. There is no magic pill. There is no drug out there that's going to help you to do it. There isn't. You're going to have to get active, you're going to have to start doing your work yourself, you're going to have to start walking more, you're going to have to start going to the gym, you're going to have to go ahead and pick up your kids, play with your pets, and go ahead and just live a good life. That's the only way. And that's the right way. Forget about metabolic. You see, this is what I'm saying. Forget metabolic rate. Just being active is a good thing. Now, see, the thing is, there's certain people who just think that they don't have it in them. But you have to start at least trying something. When I came to this city, probably some time back, and I've gone to Bangalore, so I'll give you Bangalore's example also. They say, no, people are very lazy here. People are very laid back here. No, the fitness is not really that much. How do you know? How do you know? People have to start doing something. Which is why I'm saying the idea of fitness that has been fed to you is wrong. Which is why you're like this. You wouldn't want to go ahead and eat a certain kind of food because you think that it's not it's so much of a pressure. Which is what I'm trying to tell you, it's not. You know, your metabolic rate is secondary. Forget the metabolic rate. First of all, get the fact right. You need to be more active. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Now, I'll give you a simple example. Somebody was talking to me. Okay, let me give you an example of N-Cold. Okay, it's a juice. It's something like, you know, it's the company that's got me here, right? Let me give you an example of it. Somebody was using the term and saying it's great for detox. Forget detox. It's just good to have juice. Just have juice. I don't care if it's detox. It is great. It is healthy. It is delicious. Your kids will love it. You will love it. Guys who are training can have it in their workout. After their workout, why give it the term detox? Forget detox. It is just great to have. Have it. That's the end of it. Now, how simple is that? Then me telling you, no. You've eaten so bad. आपने तो 2 plate बिरयानी खाया, अब आपको detox करना है. अब आप 2 दिन juice पिएंगे सर. Nobody would want to do that, right? But if I told you, okay, this juice that you're drinking is pretty good. Your vegetables can be had in the way of juice. Your fruits can be had in way of juice. It's cold pressed. It's completely natural. Your kids will love it. Better than Pepsi, Coke and anything out there. Have it. Will you have it? Of course you will have it. It's as simple as that. So everything in food and diet is also the same. So metabolic rate, to answer the question, cannot be increased by you just sitting and, like, you know, thinking that I'll break my meals, I'll do this and that. No, you're going to have to get started. You're going to have to start moving, and it'll improve. It'll improve, and you'll be happy. You'll see how happy you become. Any other questions? First.
Hi Mustafa.
Hi.
I'm Sushma. So, my question to you is, what is your ideology behind not having refined sugars and not having desserts and things like that? Because, you know, a lot of people say, no, you're not supposed to have sugar, you can't eat desserts, and you can cheat once in 10 days and things like that. Like, you know, my trainer tells that, and I have a sweet tooth myself, so I struggle every day.
Right.
So,
See, I mean, I'm very lucky because my wife runs a bakery called Fitness Bakery. So, everything, I feel very guilty here because I get to eat the most delicious, you know, bakery stuff which is completely healthy. But I understand what you're saying. You know, I'll give you the answer in a way that anybody who comes and trains with me, I force them to have a cheat meal once in a week. I force them to go out, have an ice cream, have a pastry, have a biryani, have whatever it is that you want to have once in a week. So what it does is basically, it doesn't make it a forbidden fruit. You know, forbidden fruit is something which I tell you, you can't have this. So you actually want to go and have it and see, okay, how is it? Let me see. If it's been forbidden, it must be good, right? But if I told you no, feel free. Once in a week, kill yourself. Go ahead. Knock yourself out as much as ice cream. Okay, once in a week, okay, I'm like, Haagen-Dazs is like a weakness for me. So it's like a tub of Haagen-Dazs for me. I mean a tub, not like, you know, a small scoop or something. I have to have a half a liter to 1 liter of Haagen-Dazs once a week. I have it. But then you should see me for the next 6 days. I'm absolutely set. I do not get any kind of craving. I'm not really, like, you know, looking forward to eating any kind of chocolate or anything, right? For certain people like yourself who are very, very, like, you know, have a very, like, you know, say hot and sweet tooth, look at options. You can have dates. You know, dates are pretty good. They kind of, like, you know, kill the sugar thing. Dark chocolate is good. You can have some dark chocolate. But my advice would be, okay, maybe you can go ahead and do this, that from having it every day, move first to, like, you know, once in 2 days, then move to like once in 3 days, then move once to like in 4 days. And that kind of, like, you know, subsidizes it. Because I'm not going to lie to you and say, no, knock it off, completely off sugar. And my wife did it for 10 days and she was almost going to kill me. I was like, no, eat sugar, I want to live. But that's what it is. So, you know, you have to find the best way of doing it, the healthiest way of doing it. And like I said, if you were to cheat once in a week, you're absolutely fine. You will not get that craving. You get that craving because also your trainer should not keep telling you. If he keeps telling you every day, you will go and eat it every day. If he tells you, no, once in a week, it's okay. There'll be, you know, this Sunday you're going to go and eat everything, you're going to be fine. You're not going to feel that. So give it a shot. Let me know. Anyone? Another question? Yeah.
I've got 2 questions. One is, I've observed this very closely, that there's always a tiff between a nutritionist and the trainer. Who to set the, you know, diet. Who to set the routine, and then the trainer doesn't believe, agree with the nutritionist.
Right.
The nutritionists have issues, and both never come on the same page. So this is, so what? How does it go? This is my first question.
Okay.
I have another question. How hot is HRITHIK Roshan?
That makes me question your preference for So, I'll answer your first question, and I'll come to the second one. It's like, I heard a great thing, I think it was by Kaizad Kapadia once said, and I think it was such a great thing he said. He said, never ask your doctor what medicine to take, and never ask your doctor what exercise to do. So you can't ask your doctor what exercise is good for you, and you can't ask your trainer what medicine to take, right? It's the same thing. Your trainer is not a nutritionist. And that is the biggest problem today. It's a very good question, by the way. You've got the guys who are basically like, who are into bodybuilding, who are into any kind of like, say weight training, power lifters. Most of them probably think that they can become a trainer, that they become a trainer. Some of them are good, some of them are not. Now, their idea of nutrition is absolutely as per their world, okay? So don't get confused. It's not at all safe. I've had people thinking that, that you have to take 2 grams of protein per pound of the body weight to build muscle mass, right? That is so stupid. That is absolutely stupid. You don't need that. What if I told you my protein intake a day is under 100 grams a day? I don't eat more than 100 grams of protein a day. I don't need it, right? So my suggestion, my advice would be that listen, if you have a nutritionist, listen to your nutritionist. But also the problem is that you don't have some bright minds when it comes to nutrition also, unfortunately. So you have to have your own mind, you have to have some level of intelligence. So what you can do is, do your research. Don't follow anything blindly. If somebody tells you, okay, this is the amount of protein that you need, do a bit of research, study on it, see. What's bad for us is what's good for us also. Google is available there. Just read a little bit, do a little bit of research, you'll get to know. You'll get articles which will tell you. But I would say this, that yes, it is a bit of an issue, it is a bit of a gist. And eventually, it's your body, so you have to go ahead and make that decision that you have to do your part of doing the sensible thing and doing a little bit of a research. And I think eventually you will get the idea, you will get the answer. And I think we all know what suits our gut, we all know what is the right food for us. It's just that it's enforced by the trainer or the nutritionist. I mean, you all know you can't have pastry every single day for dinner. But just because the trainer will tell you, you won't have it, right? So, but you also know that, right? So I'd suggest see who's more sensible. But I'll still go with a nutritionist. I'll still go with a nutritionist. So I'm a trainer. Any other questions?
Second question.
Oh, sorry. I like how she didn't forget. She's like, you know what? I'll tell you one thing. He's known for his Greek god physique and his good looks, and such a good looking man, and every girl and man's dream, right? I, of course, have been with him for over 2 years. And I swear to you, he is one of the most intelligent human on the face of the earth. The way he can change your perception of looking at things, he's done that for me. I think that is something that I would like to tell you. Because the look you can see, you've seen how hot he is, by the way. But that's something that a lot of people don't talk about. He is extremely sharp and intelligent. I mean, he knows exactly, what's happening. And that's one thing that I think he should get credit for. So if I can say something, besides the good looks and hotness, that's it. It's very intelligent. Sorry, you had a question, I think, right?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions as well, but not about HRITHIK Roshan. Yeah. So the first one is, a lot of them talk about this personal experience too. You don't have meals for a long period of time, right?
Right.
Sometimes it automatically leads to acidity. For some people, your empty stomach leads to acidity if you're doing a lot of workout, if you're doing a lot of work. So that is one thing which was slightly, I was perplexed with that point. So I would just need a clarification on that. And the second thing is, how important is sleep in this entire scheme of things?
Yeah.
Your sleep routine or the number of hours that you're getting in this sleep?
Right, yeah. That's a good question. No, so the first things first. I said that eat when you're hungry. You get acidic when you don't eat when you're hungry. So there's a difference. If you're hungry and you're not eating, then of course you're going to get acidic. But if you're hungry and you're eating, you are just completely avoiding that issue, right? So you would rather, as soon as you do feel hungry, it's better for you to go ahead and eat something, okay? Of course, in scenarios when you cannot have a proper meal, a handful of nuts, a banana or something or the other that's available at your disposal, it's better to eat that at least, right? So I understand that you may not be able to eat a whole amount of meal to just, subside your hunger, but it is important to eat something that just kind of like, avoids that, right? So what I said was that eat when you're hungry. I didn't say that starve yourself. What you're saying is starvation. Starvation leads to
in the world of sound.
They had no idea of what anybody else was doing, but they had so much fun. And I had so much fun watching them, and the smile and the happiness is what I was saying. It is exactly what I was saying. You want to stay active by being just happy. It's so motivating for me. Thank you so much. Alright, okay, that's the ball right there. So, okay, who's going to say? Suchana, why don't you tell me out? Yes. So it's shoulder, head, right here, right? So this is how it's going to be. Go ahead.
Knee, toes, shoulder, knee, toes, knee, head, knee, toes, snatch.
That's why I'm this ball. Okay, there it is. Okay, so everybody got it, right? Yep. We're good? Everybody has head, toes, head, snatch. Because this is what all of you guys are going to be doing, okay? So once I say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, give me a 10 seconds count, okay? And you guys make sure I don't chase him, huh? So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, This was exactly what I was asking you to do, fitness. This is exactly fitness. Find your friends, start playing a game, and look at you. Look at you all, out of breath but feeling so good, isn't it? So that's what it's all about, and now we're gonna get started. Come on now, let's go. You all set?
One.
come down into your position. Go ahead, get down. Yes, you guys are doing the round the world, okay? Are we good? Okay, remember, don't pull the other person too much towards yourself. Match their pace. Are we good? Okay guys, it's gonna be 3 rounds, okay? 3 rounds. In 4, 3, 2, go! Yeah, that's it. Keep going. Keep going. We're gonna jump. Slow. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. 20 seconds. Okay. Quick. Go ahead. Next timer. Let's go. Match up. Let's go. Let's go. Wait for it. Don't start yet. Wait for it. Let those guys get into the mountain. Once I've done it, I'll take you. Okay? Can we get the weight? Take it off and again.
Mustafa is very sweet. He will do it with you guys again. Ocean. Come on, Mustafa.
Okay, you are free to feel the weight if you want to. Free to feel the bar as well if you want to see the weight. You will do bicep curl with this way. Okay, you may want to keep it a little distance. Just so that everybody can see it. You have space. Okay? Alright. I swear, I feel like these weights are bigger than the weights I have in mind.
Guys, I hope everyone is going live with this. If you're not, you should. Don't forget to mention Mustafa and God bless you.
Any of the guys who does weight training? Shit, yeah, I'm really good. No, you don't have to do the log. You don't have to do the log. Okay. Okay.